Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast with David Baker. David was a former paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division and for over 30 years has been a preacher. He has written 5 books and is an Amazon #1 best-selling author. He is the chaplain at the county jail, pastors a church, and is the father of 11 children. Yes, 11. This podcast is here to give you wisdom for your family, your marriage, your children, your finances, your health, and your life. And now, the host of Wisdom of Life podcast, David Baker.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast. My name is David Baker, your host, and glad that you're here. Last week we did something special. I interviewed my dad. If you did not get to listen to that, go back and listen or watch the video. I think you'll enjoy that. Very special. My dad's almost 87 and a lot of interesting things there. By the way, I didn't get to ask him this, but when he stopped working for DuPont, they had to hire 7 people to replace him. No lie, 7 people to replace him. My dad's an amazing guy. So we did that, and then the week before I took some questions that came in, and now we're going to start on marriage, okay? So I did, by the way, I just put it in the AI and said, all right, what are the 20 biggest problems parents have with kids? And then taught on that. Then what are the 20 biggest problems parents have with teenagers? And taught on that. Then what are the 20 biggest problems that parents have with their adult children? And then taught on that. So now I did the 20 biggest problems that marriages have, okay? That marriages have. So we'll start on that. I tried to do the 20 biggest problems that women had, but it came up as women don't have problems. So you understand that AI must be ran by women, okay? All right, that's a joke. That didn't happen, okay? But thought you'd enjoy that anyway. If you do have questions through this, you can email me, askPastorDavidbaker@gmail.com. askPastorDavidbaker@gmail.com. And through this, we've taught, for weeks and weeks now on child rearing. We're going to apply some of this to child rearing because I think the biggest reason that marriages don't work out is because parents didn't prepare them and train them to have a good marriage. And so much of that is done when they are children, teaching them the right way to treat each other with respect and openness and communication. And so many times young people didn't get that, and it of course, spilled over into marriage. And I think the best thing that you can do to prepare for marriage is help brothers and sisters to be able to get along. Honestly, and this may seem weird, but the closest relationship to husband and wife is brother and sister. It is 2 people that are related, who live together under the same roof, who spend a lot of time together and have to communicate together and work together. Okay. Honestly, the only really other difference is married people have the intimate life, and of course, brother and sister do not. But there's so many things. The intimate life is not 24/7. Okay. And so most of life is going to be the friendship, the relationship of family, a man and a woman who think different, who have different brains and different emotions and different all of that, and being able to work together. So as parents of children, make sure you are helping those brothers and sisters to get along well. It is going to be gigantic for them to be able to have a good marriage, okay? It really is. All right, we're going to start off, and this is what I start off with. I have a marriage course. I'm not pushing or selling it right now, but if somebody needed a one-on-one, you can email me. We can talk about it and see if you'd be a good fit for that. But the number one thing I teach is on communication. Okay. And number one thing that ChatGPT said, communication issues, poor communication can lead to misunderstanding, resentment, and conflicts. Okay. Now, we're only going to probably take one of these a week, and we may take 3 or 4 weeks on one subject. It's just that big of a deal. So communication issues, there's 2 big parts of communication. One is casual communication, and the other is conflict communication. I usually keep these, shorter. So I'm going to deal with the casual communication more today, and then the conflict next time. Conflict, of course, is bigger, but the casual is important, and so many times we miss it. Casual is being able to catch up every day. How was your day? How was your day? What are your hurts? What are your feelings? What are your emotions? What was exciting for you? What was rough for you? And encouraging each other and open up and sharing. And it doesn't seem like a big deal. When you dated, you did that. Every couple, they talked. We've got a couple of one of our children that are dating right now, and boy, it's amazing how much time they can talk on the phone, and that's good. They're getting to know each other, and it's amazing how many hours you can talk on the phone. What is it? Communication. It's casual communication, being able to talk and work through and get to know each other. It's a big deal, but so many times after marriage, that doesn't stop, but it's not what it was before. And it needs to be, okay? Especially men. Hello, listen, okay? If you know the old 80s movie McFly, okay, listen up. This is gigantic. Women are emotional, verbal beings, okay? It's interesting. Two guys, man, I could sit down and watch a football game with a guy, 4-hour game. We don't say 3 words to each other. We get done. Man, it's good talking to you, good spending time with you. Enjoyed the game. Take care. Have a good one. How come? We don't have to have the verbal communication. Women, it would be the whole time. It would be the whole time talking. And there's nothing wrong with that. God made us different, okay? God made us different. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's what happens in the casual communication. Man comes home. Wife says, hey, how's your day? It's okay. What happened? Nothing. No, what happened? Was something bad? I don't want to talk about it. It was rough. And I understand that. I've had bad days that I don't want to talk about. Listen, I already lived this day, and I don't want to relive it and rehash it by telling you all about it. But what you just did is you just shut up your wife and your communication. You just put a block and a wall between you two. Listen, she wants to know about your day. She wants to know your hurts. She wants to know what happened. How come? Because she's your wife. She loves you. She cares about you. You put enough walls up and tell them enough times, I don't want to talk about it, guess what? They'll get their communication somewhere else. They'll find someone else who will open up and talk with them and share with them. Well, I don't want to seem like I'm weak. Okay, they don't seem like you're weak, but they still need to know, hey, God was good. God worked it out. God's got this. I'm not worried about it, but boy, let me tell you what happened. Oh, wow. We just bonded on an emotional level. We just got to talk and be able to do it. It's gigantic. It's a big deal. And this is marriage. So hopefully anybody that turned on to this and goes, oh, marriage, I'm not married. I don't want to know about that. And younger people turn it off. Okay. Hopefully it is that way. I'm going to talk about some things, not vulgar, but I'm going to talk about some of the intimate things. Obviously, intimacy is a gigantic deal in marriage, and communication, when this wall is put up, that messes up the intimacy. And so I explained to men that you need to be able to talk, communicate, and open up with your wife, and you need to let her talk and open up with you for her to be able to feel connected emotionally on a soul level before she will ever want to be connected with you on a physical level. This was years ago, and I had to be out of the house early and be at the hospital to pray for someone before. Didn't get to come home for lunch. Came home for a quick supper, and we're rushing. We got an activity or some church thing that night, and it was late. Got home, put the kids in bed. It's 10 o'clock, and we're going to bed, and I want to be with my wife intimately. And she looks at me and says, who are you? It's like, I'm your husband. We've been married for 10 years. She says, I don't know you. We didn't talk all day. We didn't communicate all day. I didn't text. I didn't call. We didn't have lunch. We didn't really have supper. We didn't talk and communicate all day. She does not feel comfortable being open physically with me because our souls are not connected verbally. To a guy, that makes no sense. When I've explained that in marriage counseling to hundreds of couples, all the women are nodding their head, and they understand that. And men, I don't want to talk about today. It was horrible. And they put up a wall, and they stopped that casual communication. It's what bonded you guys in the beginning. You're funny. They love to know what you're thinking and your thought, what's going on in your life, and you had that casual communication. I don't think any marriage ever happens. No one gets married if they don't have a good casual communication. But life happens, and kid happens, and jobs, and finances, and pressure, and all those type things. So we don't have that casual communication that you need to have. It's gigantic and it's big, and you need to have that. Men, listen up. You need to have that. Also, she just needs you to listen. This is a joke. Everyone talks about it, and this is not something new. But when your wife is talking to you, she does not want you to fix everything. Now, we're made to fix it. You tell me a problem, okay, fix it. Okay. if you have not seen it's a YouTube video, and I don't know if there's anything bad on it, but it is hilarious. A man's talking to his wife, and she's explaining how she has this headache, and it's so bad, and it hurts so bad, and he is trying to explain, honey, you have a nail sticking in your head, and she goes, it's not about the nail. I just want you to listen. Stop trying to fix everything. And he's like, but if you got that nail out of your head, you wouldn't have the headache. And she goes, stop it. You always do this. I just want you to care and listen. It's hilarious. Go on YouTube and YouTube woman with nail in head joke or skit or something like that. You'll find it. It is hilarious. Men, you want to ask, even before you start talking, okay, honey, is this something you need my help with, or do you just need me to listen? Like, no, I just want you to listen. Okay. You turn off the fix it part of the brain and you go, okay, I'm just going to listen part of the brain, and it's okay. You're still going to want to fix it, but if she doesn't want you to fix it, then it's not going to help anyway. Okay. So casual communication. Here it is. Go to your husband, go to your wife, and say, how to 1 to 10. How do you think our casual communication is? 10 is, man, is perfect. We are close. Boy, the first person I call when there's something exciting and good is my wife. First person I call if there's a burden or a heartache or something that hits hard is my wife. When I get home, hey, let me tell you about the day. And she tells me about her day. And it's a bonding and communication. That's a 10. We're good. 8, 9, 10. That's good. 1, 2, we don't have that. He doesn't open up. He doesn't share. When I try to share with him, he goes, He's watching TV or on his phone, and he's really not listening. That's not good. How would your spouse describe your casual communication? Okay, work on it. Fix it. When you come home from work, by the way, I tell men, and women too, if you need to, when you're coming home from work, you need to change gears. If you have to stop, if you have to go to a park, if you got to walk around, if you got to do something, I'm not a worker anymore. I'm not a boss anymore. I'm not an employee anymore. I'm a husband. I'm a wife. You change gears in your brain before you walk in that door. Don't bring the problems and burdens and all the issues there. Don't bring it. Leave it, okay? And you walk in, you find your wife and give her a hug and kiss. How you doing? How's the day? How's the kids? Find the kids and touch them. Girls, give them a hug, give them a kiss on the forehead or on the cheek. Find the boys, punch them in the arm, play mercy. We do little arm wrestling games and things like that. Touch everybody, okay? Be that connector, that communication, that casual part is such a big deal. Okay, I know it took longer on this than I probably wanted to, just for the casual communication, but it's gigantic. It should be the oil that makes everything run smooth. Okay, the communication, that casual communication that you have, especially with your wife. Okay, hey, God bless. We'll see you on the next one. If you do have a question or if you need a one-on-one, I'll be glad to give you one. It is askPastorDavidbaker@gmail.com, and we can set that up. God bless and take care.
Thank you for listening to the Wisdom for Life podcast. If you have any questions for us, email us at askPastorBaker@gmail.com, and we will answer them in an upcoming podcast. The email is askPastorBaker@gmail.com.